Thank you, Justice O'Connor, both for your inspirational remarks and your inspirational life. Thank you. I want now to introduce Rockefeller's President Emeritus, Torsten Wiesel. When Torsten became president, one of his goals was to increase the representation of women on campus. And in fact, many of the university's senior women faculty today were appointed under his watch. We've heard already that the numbers of women on campus are increasing significantly. But we still have to do better, I have to say, at the most senior levels of women faculty. But we will try hard at that. In addition, it was during Torsten's administration that the Women in Science Initiative was founded as a program of support for women scientists at the university. This is an outreach program that brings women leaders in business and philanthropy to Rockefeller to hear about cutting-edge science. And these friends provide over $1 million a year to support women graduates and postdoctoral fellows. Women in Science participants also made it possible for the university to recruit Professor Elaine Fuchs to Rockefeller in 2002. An internationally renowned cell biologist and geneticist, she holds the Rebecca C. Lansfield Professorship, created through the generosity of this program. This professorship, incidentally, was named in memory of an extraordinary microbiologist who arrived at Rockefeller in 1922 and worked on our campus until her death in 1981, another inspirational woman. Tonight you'll be hearing from Dr. Wiesel in his capacity as chair of the selection committee for the Pearl Meister Greengard Prize. Torsten, could you come to the podium?
Thank you. Thank you, Paul. It's an honor for me to chairing this committee, and I'd like to start just to express on behalf of the committee and this audience here the thanks to Justice O'Connor for her very interesting and inspiring comments. And I also like to welcome your husband, John O'Connor, who is here next to the Justice. I also like to welcome David Rockefeller, who just came, and it's a pleasure to always to have him here. He's one of the amazing individuals who have, over the last over 60 years, been a steadfast supporter of the university and its program. So, of course, this program, as you heard, it was initiated by Paul Greengard and his wife Ursula. And those of us who have had the pleasure to try to be part of the program and see to that we can select an awardee that would be an outstanding woman scientist. And I like just to briefly mention that the committee members, many are here, and it's quite an amazing group of scientists, all extremely distinguished. And I will read their names sort of alphabetically. And first, we have Richard Axel from Columbia University. He was this year's awardee for the Nobel Prize in medicine, in physiology or medicine. Next, we have Gunther Blobel, who who is a cell biologist, well renowned in all over the world as well. And he received his prize a few years ago. And we have Tisha DeLange, a professor here at Rockefeller, is a member of the committee. She is a distinguished, also cell biologist we have Joe Goldstein, who is the chairman of the Lasker Award, and who is also a Nobel laureate. And we have our president here, Paul Nurse, is a member of the committee. I see, sorry. And we have Paul Nurse, who is also a member of the committee, and I'm sorry? And David Sabatini, who is a professor at NYU, who is an utmost and a scientist in cell biology, a wonderful colleague and friend. And finally, Shirley Tillman, who is also a molecular cell developmental biologist, who is president of Princeton University. So these are the people who have contributed in the committee and selected Nicole le Douarin as this year's awardee. I wanted to now, as we turn to Nicole and her contribution, I will give a very brief summary, and some of you will hear more detail later. But before I turn to Nicole, I'd like to welcome her husband, who is also here, who is a distinguished Drosophila geneticist, and we welcome you very much also here today. So why did this distinguished committee select Nicole as the first awardee of this distinguished award? And we didn't have any problems, and it was a relatively brief and distinct committee meeting where we all unanimously agreed that Nicole was a person that was in her pioneering work the most worthy individual to receive this award. Now, I'm a neuroscientist, and I sort of feel like Nicole's contribution to the understanding of brain development and the development, I should say, of the nervous system has been critical for a lot of things that have happened since her early pioneering work in the late 70s and early 80s. The one thing that struck me very early on was that she developed a marker for cells during development. She combined the quail and chick. There's a very famous paradigm in developmental biology, is this quail-chick paradigm, because the nucleus, it's a marker of the nucleus of a cell. And the quail has a different configuration of its nucleus. So you can easily distinguish the quail nucleus from a chick nucleus. And Nicole used this difference by doing development. You can transplant tissue from the quail embryo to the chick embryo, and you can then follow through this marker exactly what happened to the cell in during development. And her contribution had been part of the tissue called the neural crest. This is part during development that is a transient tissue but it lays the foundation for the entire peripheral nervous system, plus a lot of sensory ganglia, some of the cranial part of our faces, and it's a most kind of critical element for normal development of our tissue, our nervous tissue. And Nicole has done, using this technique that she developed, she has used it in the most imaginative and creative way to study the development of the nervous system. And also, she has also made important contribution in understanding of the development of the immune system. So, as Paul said, she has opened the door to understanding of some, not all, some of the mysteries in how you go from a single egg to a very complex nervous system. And I think this pioneering work is one of the foundation for how scientists that have followed in her footsteps has been able to bring forward new discoveries. But Nicole sort of laid the foundation for a lot of the work in developmental neurobiology. Now, of course, Nicole has been well recognized for her contribution, and she worked for many years in a laboratory, was in the Institute of Embryology at the Center of National Research, a sort of CNRS as it's called in France. And when she retired from that post, she is now permanent secretary of the French Academy of Science, and as well as professor at Collège de France. These are the most distinguished kind of positions and recognition you can receive in France. And she has received them because not only for her scientific excellence and contribution there, but because of her personal dignity, integrity, and ability to deal with various problems. Nicole Douarin is a member of the French and the United States Academy. She's a member of the Royal Society, and she has received many honors, including the Kyoto Prize in Advanced Technology, which is quite a prize for those of you who know about this prize, and Louis Jean-Ted Prize for Medicine. And here at Columbia, she received Louis Gross Horvitz Award Prize. So these are all sort of top of the line recognition you can get in science, and I think they are more than richly deserved. And in addition, on a personal note, I have had the pleasure to know Nicole for many years, and you love to come to Paris because you know where the best restaurants are and the good wine to select. And so this is part of her charm as a person, is that she is not only a great scientist, but she's also a great person with all kinds of qualities that you will notice probably as she now come forward and make some remarks. So welcome, Nicole.